Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. All right, so I want to talk about the distraction and the process of it and what's going on with it. All right, so far, it hasn't really been a really big distraction. It's been whatever. So it's not working. Okay, let's make it point blank and simple. The distraction is not working. Okay, they need to amp it up. It looks like they tried to with Turkey shooting down the Russian planes, and that still didn't work. That didn't amp it up enough. And of course we're going from the RV the Iraqi dinar is going from going to the 2% compliance with the Article 8 and then to the RV. So we still have time for them to amp it up before everything happens. And also, of course, you saw the killings or the false flag killings in California, and immediately before we even found any of the suspects or anything like that, Clinton was already on Twitter asking for gun control, and then Obama was asking for gun control too, as people lives were supposedly at risk and people had died, and there were still people at large. Okay, they didn't say anything about the people. They didn't say anything about the families and the people who have been injured. They said they need gun control. Okay, and that happened in a gun-free zone, I believe. So you can see the plan. Every gun-free zone, they're going to try to do a false flag event and then call out for guns, not caring about the families, the friends of the victims, or anything, because it's all fake. Okay, they're all actors, most of them. Most of the time, sometimes things do happen and people actually do die in these events, but most of the time it's actors. Okay, yeah, and some of you guys probably don't even know that, and you see it every single time. Every single time you see news like this, you always see Obama come out wanting your guns. It's every single time. Clinton joined in this time, and of course, other governors have joined in sometimes, and sometimes they don't. But anyways, so the distraction is going on, and it's not that great. But we still have time before they actually show us the revaluation. So we'll continue to watch it and see if it amps up in the Middle East with in Syria, and we see that Obama is sending troops to the United States, even though a body has said we do not need troops in the USA from the USA in our area, because first of all, there's enough advisors in that area already, and there's enough coalition forces in the Middle East. The Middle East is flooded with troops. Okay, Abadi's saying we don't need more troops. Obama and the United States are saying we're sending more troops. So, and then Abadi makes a statement today and says, "All right, well, if you send those troops, we could have a hostile activity or hostile acts towards those troops that you're sending without our sovereign permission." We are in a sovereign country, so I don't know what's going on with that and why that is happening, but I do think that is because Iraq signed those papers with the United Nations, the U.S., and IMF to turn that currency on by January 1st, 2016. And because if they do not turn that currency on, you will see the United Nations, take over that country, and all of the people that are there, all of the coalition forces and the American forces will put on those blue hats and take over the country. And that's probably why they are sending so many U.S. troops, and so many other troops are in that country, and also the UN. And my body understands that, but he also is kind of irritated because they are going to turn that currency on before January 1st. Okay, they're doing it now. Okay, so they're getting into 2% compliance. You saw them devalue to 11.82, and I think they could devalue one more time, so they can they can really be in 2% compliance with the IMF, and then they will show us the true rate at that moment, and then they'll probably float it to 3+, like we have said over and over and over again. Okay, but we're talking about the distraction here. So they are they're doing the attacks. They're doing the false flag attacks in Paris, and then did one in San Francisco. I mean, not San Francisco, but California area. And then they got the thing with Russia. They got the thing with Turkey. Is Turkey helping out? Providing in cahoots with ISIS and Daesh to sell oil or profiting off of oil. They got all these stories going on, but it's just not, it's not a big enough. So I think they're going to amp it up here. I think they're going to amp it up. Like I said, they still have time. I think they're going to amp it up, and we could see some celebrities deaths that can also help out this situation as well. They're going to try to do everything they can do to cover this revaluation. In my mind, you know what, they could listen to this and say, you know what, we're not going to even cover this up. We're going to make fun of the American people by announcing this revaluation in front of everybody. So I mean, they could, and that's what they do. They listen to the prophets and then they change things. Okay, so. Man, I'm telling you, I mean, we could wake up and it's all over CNN and NBC, and they could be telling you right in your face. You know how pissed off a lot of Americans would be if they told Americans right in their face that the Iraqi dinar, that they were told by governors and people in the government that it was a scam, and they were told, but it wasn't it somebody in like Kentucky or Tennessee, like some governor or some congressman was telling people to sell, it's a scam and all types of stuff. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how somebody that was told by their governor or their state employee or somebody in the government or just somebody in general was told that it was a scam and that you'll never profit off of this and to sell it, and they are watching CNN, and CNN is jumping up and down at the Iraqi dinar RV'd, and they're holding up the dinars in their hands? Oh my goodness gracious. That would be a slap in the face to the American people. Okay, so they could do that. They could change this whole thing up and do that. But I do know that December is going to be crazy regardless of what they choose to do. Right now, the distraction is on, and it's the Middle East, wars in the Middle East. But it looks like they could be changing it. I don't know, but I'm looking for famous people to be out of here, and also looking for more type of false flag terror attacks or some type of events to continue. So they're going to try to do whatever they got to do to try to cover this up, or they can do the opposite of this because they hear that the prophets know what they're about to do. So it's up to them. I mean, we're just going to watch it and see how it unfolds. All right, so. If you think of anything else that they could possibly do, comment in the comment section and let me know. And we're going to continue to watch this as the distraction continues until the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. So I'm pretty sure they're going to pick it up if they choose to do this way. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to pick it up. I'm pretty sure they're going to pick everything up in the Middle East and probably continue to do other things to distract the world and then they're going to slide this thing through. If they choose to do it the opposite way, then hey, that's that's a slap in the face in the American people. But we can't control the media when we don't own it. So there you go. So all right, guys, eyes open to what's going on and what's coming very soon. All right. So and continue to pray for, of course, Beyonce, Jay-Z, 50 Cent. Who else was on? Prophetess list. Britney Spears was on the list. I think Monique from the Parker Show. The comedian Monique, the black woman. Who else was on her list? So many people. Nick Cannon was on her list. That's cool. That's interesting. I can't remember who else, but there's a lot of people, man. Wow. Just pray for everybody. Just pray. I mean, it's it's an evil world out here, and people have sold their souls and done a lot of evil to get where they've gotten, and it's not going to get them anywhere but hellfire. and the wrath of God. So we just got to pray for these people.